Hey folks, welcome to the Coffee Pod Talkers. My name is Vincent, and I have a guest.
Hi, I'm Taylor.
This is Taylor. So Taylor, what did you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Tim Burton, how much I love his stop motion animation films, The Nightmare Before Christmas and Corpse Bride.
All right, and I actually am a huge fan of those two movies. I really liked them growing up. Nightmare Before Christmas, I love the score, done by Danny Elfman. Great stuff, and I love stop motion animation. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. So what do you want to talk about? Why do you like it?
Let's see here. So I guess we talk about like growing up with as a kid and like favorite parts of the movie, the score, like what your favorite score is. Or actually, I could talk about this for probably a good 3 hours or so. We won't do that though.
All right. Well, for me, I just love. For when I was a kid, I just love how dark it was, and I love how the characters looked. They each were different, and they had like their own, characteristics and like their own style. Like you're like, oh, that one's Jack Skellington. That's what's the girlfriend's name?
Sally.
Sally. Oh, I love Sally. And I love Mr. Oogie Boogie Man.
Oh,
He's great. So each one has their own characters, and they look different. And they're amazing, and I love the dedication in stop motion because it's actually a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
And I did a stop motion animation on PowerPoint that was like over 2,000 slides.
Oh my
god. And and for 2,000 slides it was only a minute and a half. So making an hour and 20-minute film, it's quite difficult. So I love the dedication in that. And, yeah.
Agreed. Tim Burton and Henry Selick, those are the guys that made the movie. They did so good. And I love the characters. The characters, you know who they are, and they're just so unique. I'm a huge Jack Skellington fan. He'll always be my favorite character since I was a child. And just love the work, love the characters, love the songs. Like, everything about the characters are perfect. Everyone's distinctive, and I love the songs. I know I can actually I've watched the movie so much that actually I was doing dishes last night. I didn't even have to look at the TV screen. I just knew visually in the background what the scene was. Yeah. And I'm like singing along to the songs, and no regrets, no shame. And it's my favorite scene. I love the one Jack's Lament when they're on the, it's kind of like in the early part of the film where, he like leaves after they have the whole Pumpkin King celebration.
Oh, and he's by himself and he's walking on the little mountain, and then it rolls out and he walks on it. Yeah.
That's my favorite scene, and I love the scene at the very end where I think it's the most romantic scene ever in a movie, but with Jack and Sally when they're on the hill.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Yeah, it's so good, yeah.
It's the most romantic scene I think I've ever seen in a movie, just me personally.
Yeah. No, definitely, yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Yeah, it has a lot of great memorable moments, like scenes like that, be like, I love that part, and, it's great. And Danny Elfman as a person who produces the music, he did a great job, and and it had like that certain parts for like the scene, it had like eeriness to it, but yet also like playful, and it was very creative on what they did, and I think it fit the movie very, very, very well.
Yeah, and not only just having him like produce the music and everything, but also being the voice of Jack Skellington's singing voice.
Singing-wise, yeah.
So badass, so cool.
Yeah. I'm also a big fan of Oingo Boingo as John is. Like, we're both.
I've learned about Oingo Boingo the last few months.
Yeah, so Oingo Boingo is great. Have you ever seen Tim Burton's first stop motion animation?
Frankenweenie? Was it
No, it's Vincent.
Oh, I guess I haven't seen that one. I thought Frankenweenie was like, they did like a short video of that like a long time ago. But maybe not.
Frankenweenie is kind of like, I've never seen that movie. I know it's like a newer stop
they
motion
made a
animation
new one,
It's kind of, that movie's kind of based off of Vincent in a sense, a little bit. But with Vincent, it's really dark. You have just like this little tiny character, has Tim Burton's hairdo going on. And he's just, from what I can remember, I saw it a long time ago, it's just this shy little kid going through this like really creepy world. And like it's all black and white, and it's really amazing.
I feel like I saw that like a long time ago, like a super long time ago. I'll have to revisit that one, I think.
For Corpse Bride, going from, because I grew up on Nightmare Before Christmas, then seeing his other stop motion animation film, Corpse Bride, at first I wasn't that blown away in a sense. You know, I was kind of like, it was all right of a movie. It was okay. I didn't mind it. But then as I was like, you know, I'm gonna rewatch it again.
Yeah.
Then I watched it again, and it's actually completely different from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Totally.
And that's actually what I do like about it is that so in Nightmare Before Christmas, it's very desaturated, like color wise when they're in Halloween, and then when they go to Christmas Land, you know, it's very bright.
Colorful, yeah.
But what I liked about In Course Right is that the living world is very gray, and then when they go to death, it's so bright and colorful. I was like, whoa!
Thought of that, but you know what? You're totally right. You're totally right.
I was actually, once I rewatched it again, I was like, I kind of like that. I'm impressed by that.
I just watched it last night too, and it totally yeah.
So that's what I liked about it, and I just like the subtle little jokes and like
you
know, with the skeleton band and stuff. Like, you know, I like those things. So yeah, and Johnny Depp, I don't mind Johnny Depp as an actor. He's not bad. He's good. You know, some of his movies are kind of.
He was good with his character. He fit the character. He was good.
Yeah, he voiced it. I don't know what the character's name.
I feel bad. I don't remember.
I don't remember. But yeah, you know, Johnny Depp did a pretty good job voicing. I love Johnny Depp and Edward Scissorhands, which is another Tim Burton. Actually, that's one of my favorite movies is Edward Scissorhands, just because I like when I was watching like the making of it.
Yeah.
The casting director was like, we need to find an actor who looks like, or who can portray a not wild animal, but like a shy animal.
Yeah.
So it looks like the actor needs to use his face and his eyes a lot.
And Johnny Depp does.
And when they found Johnny Depp, they were like, yeah, he's got something. And if you, when I was watching the making of it, and when they said like a shy animal, and then I rewatched Edward Scissorhands, and that's how he acts. He acts just like he looks like a shy dog. Like, he's always sad, and he's just like, and I'm like, and I just love when he first gets in the house, and he looks at the smoke detector, and he's just like, huh.
What is that?
So I'm like, I like that, and that movie's just great. Like, you know.
And just him just doing even those small things, like when he's like trying to like pick up like the utensils.
Oh, you with his little, you know, his knife.
And he's trying to get dressed. Just like the little things, and it made me realize how hard my life would be with scissors for hands.
Right.
I never thought about it. Who knew? Who knew?
So yeah, Edward Scissorhands is a great movie. Very well done, and you can totally tell that it's Tim Burton.
It's
like,
he's got
such a like tone. Like, you're like, oh, that's a Tim Burton film. Like, I totally.
Yeah. It's about a mile away. Tim Burton right
it's
there.
always Tim Burton. I also like Sweeney Todd, and I'm getting hit. Sweeney Todd again.
Tony finally watched it.
Yeah, it's weird. I've seen almost all of his movies except for Sweeney Todd.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd you think of Sweeney Todd?
Loved it.
That was one of our Netflix faraway dates where I was in Enosburg and he was here.
Yeah. So Sweeney Todd again. Wasn't done by Danny Elfman though.
No, that's right.
But again, the score was amazing. I like Johnny Depp as a singer. I don't mind his voice. He's got that kind of rock and roll style to it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I thought about that.
It works with it.
I thought it worked.
And this is just me. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Helena Bonham Carter?
Yeah,
I
love her.
I love her so much.
She's such a great actress, and I'm just like, you know, you do your thing.
She's in like everything too. She's in almost every Tim Burton movie the last.
Well, she's married to him.
Well, they were married. I think they're divorced now.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, crap.
They're divorced now.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a chance with her now.
Right. But I don't know if she's gonna be in any more of the Tim Burton movies. I haven't really looked to see the new films recently.
Yeah, but. Yeah, she's great too. I love her voice also. Yeah. And she plays a great
Mrs. Lovett.
Mrs. Lovett.
Love Mrs. Lovett.
She's just so, you know, dark and twisted. I love when he's like when they're talking about like they're picking out who's good for like the pies and stuff.
Yeah, that
and
one
she
song.
just goes like this, he's green. And then I was like, yeah.
And all the little puns in that song too.
Well, so it was refreshing because like usually I don't like musicals. I mean, at least not in a movie setting. Like, if it's live, it's something else. You know what I mean? But it was like one of the few musical-based movies that I actually loved.
Yeah.
Kind of like Repo. Like, I'm a big Repo fan.
Repo is
and
awesome.
I love the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I know Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't know Repo.
Repo, the genetic opera. Watch it. It's such a gruesome, awesome musical.
The only musicals, when I say this to a lot of people, I was like, oh, I hate musicals, but I actually count how many musicals I like.
Yeah.
Actually, I like a lot, but the only ones that I do like is like, Sweeney Todd, West Side Story, just because I grew up on West Side Story. I grew up on that one. Maria, Tony, I grew up on that, and then I love Little Shop of Horrors.
I love Little Shop of Horrors. Steve Martin in it.
It's just great. The music in that, the score and like just the music is just hilarious. It's catchy, and Phantom of the Opera.
I love Phantom of the Opera.
I'm not a big fan of Gerard Buttcheeks' Phantom of the Opera. I don't mind it. It's okay. I like the I love the silent one, the black and white with Lon Chaney. I think that's Lon Chaney playing his Phantom of the Opera.
I've always seen clips.
I always mix him and another actor, but the silent one, and then I like the remake where color was starting to be implemented in films, and I really like that one. And I just love it because the Phantom of the Opera, the guy is, he's like, sing Christine, and she just pulls off his face, and he's like, oh, you don't know, you bitch. And I'm just like, yeah. But I like that one, and I love the music in that, too. So there's only a handful that I like from musicals.
Yeah,
and
I'm
everything
kind of
else,
selective, too.
Yeah, I'm very selective. Mamma Mia, get that out of here. I don't like that.
Then there's like Pitch Perfect and all that.
Get that out, too. I don't like that. No.
I remember when I was a little kid, like, I'd watch a good Disney movie, and they'd have, like, all of a sudden a musical scene, and I'm like, I just want them to get back to the plot. Like, why are they singing? That's weird.
Yeah.
Even as a little kid, I thought that. Even now, it just seems like, out of place.
It is out of place. That's why I'm not a big fan of musicals, because it's weird. Yeah. But Nightmare Before Christmas was an exception for me. It was an exception. As I said, West Side Stories, those, just because I like them, they fit very well. They,
Hunchback of Notre Dame was also another favorite.
I actually don't remember that much of that film.
Well, I think what's great about a lot of the ones that we're talking about are favorites, aside from Sweeney Todd, because that's really almost seen from seeing a song.
It is.
But like with the Jungle Book, I was just thinking of a Lion King. There's intermittent songs, Aristocats, like great little catchy songs in between, sort of just like theatrical sing.
Right. Yeah. No, I understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah. There's sort of like acting and/or animation sequences, like in the Aristocats, in between great songs. So it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because I think like forcing the issue to like, all right, every scene needs to have.
Frozen kind of feels like that. But that's just me, though. That's just me. Sorry, people.
But then again, like, exactly. Like,
in those movies, it feels organic.
It feels.
Other movies, it feels like it's too forced. Or it's like forceful. Like you gotta like a lot of the great musicals, it feels natural when they start singing. And especially if they're a little dark and twisted, like Little Shop of Horrors. Man,
little twisted,
Steve Martin singing like shooting puppies with a BB gun. I found a pussycat. It's so twisted. I'm just like, yeah.
It's great.
So good. That's so good.
Yeah. So.
Or even like not really a musical. It's like sort of deviates from that, but I love the movie Footloose. They're not singing, but they're like the little dance.
Yeah, they're just dancing.
Hilarious. I love it. Like like when he's trying to teach his like kind of like country-ish buddy like how to dance, and they're doing like dancing, which is on the bleachers.
Yeah. Is that the one with Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
I've never seen him. I only know him because of Balto. I haven't seen that one. But I know he does the voice of Balto.
Yes, he does.
So that's the only reason I know that.
I also love Kevin Bacon and this movie's horrible, but the original was it Tremor?
He was in Tremors.
With those weird worm things on the ground. Yeah.
I loved Kevin Bacon.
And now there's like 5-6 Tremors.
Yeah, there's like 6 of them.
I think they're actually doing another one.
Oh jeez.
I think. I don't know.
I love the first Tremors though.
For the amount of cheese that you get on your sandwich, it's worth watching the complete. It's like the Freddy Krueger series. There's 18 of them, but you have to watch them because they're so ridiculous. They're good. In their own way.
I love Tremors.
Like the people filming them know that they're filming a total cheesecake film.
And that's pretty much what Sharknado is now.
Sharknado.
I have never seen any of the Sharknados, but that's pretty much what Sharknado's doing.
You only need to watch one.
Yeah.
I like that movie 8-Legged Freaks.
I love 8-Legged Freaks. What are you talking about?
There's big ass spider.
It's the same thing. Like it's a terrible movie.
You know it's gonna be bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be bad, but
they know it's gonna be bad.
But the people making it are on the same page.
Yeah, they're like, this movie's bad, but we're gonna have fun.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But those movies are kind of good. It's like when you watch like a lot of like kind of like like the Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell movies. Like, you know they're in a bad movie, but they make it good.
Yeah,
and you know it's gonna be bad, but you're just gonna enjoy it.
The plot's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's good. You know, they kind
it's so funny. I just watched a bunch of those kinds of movies recently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny because like those types of movies are ridiculous, but in certain ways they do have their own little commentaries. They sneak in little bits, you know, like with the with the campaign.
Oh yeah.
For example, you see that with Will.
Oh, I love the campaign. I actually don't know how to do. Yeah.
We
so
do
it's
too.
like it's completely like the scenes where he like punches a baby and then punches like the dog, like just over the top stuff. But at the same time, they are kind of like sneaking in little commentaries about how politics are done.
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah, they're making fun of how politics are. Yeah.
It's satire almost.
Yeah, so you got the like weathered, snaky politician. It's Will Ferrell, and then you got like the innocent, trying to do good humanitarian, but then again,
But he has to convert like them to actually get somewhere.
Yeah.
And I actually do like that. Where
it's interesting.
I like that movie because they're like, you gotta dance around the question. He's like, well, I don't want to dance around the question. And literally, if you think about it, when they do those debates, they are kind of dancing around the question. So which is great because they bring it up that you're like, yeah, dance around the questions because that's a thing that we do.
Yeah.
So and they do. They totally dance around the question. I'm like, oh, that's funny. I like that.
Yeah, they either take like the conceited dirty politician with the total wants to do good with social initiatives and do good for the people and like really purify those two concepts and then pit them against one another.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, they do a great job with that too.
But yeah, I mean, quite different from a musical, but yeah, but in that sense, yeah, it's interesting. What's funny, like musical bits like that, or like in Step Brothers, like when they're playing the wine concert.
Oh yeah,
God,
it's Kettling wine mixer. Yeah,
it's hilarious. Yet, like in its own way, you're like, that's a little bit impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Yeah,
you're like, wait a minute,
I love
like,
that movie.
or like what reminds me of there's a stand-up bit, and you can probably find it on the internet, of Adam Sandler doing a GNR impression, like with the original singer.
Oh,
I think, and
is that an SNL one?
No, it's like him on doing stand up.
Oh, it's just him on stage. Oh,
like,
okay.
During his stand up days, and he does an impersonation of Axl Rose.
Oh, that's cool.
And like that guy has some high registers that are hard to hit, and then he just like nails it.
Oh, really?
In a comedic sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, wow, that's really fucking hard at the same time, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing. Yeah.
I like his Thanksgiving song.
Oh yeah,
It's
Thanksgiving.
I don't know that one. Oh, I don't know that one.
You don't know that one?
I know the.
It's so good.
The cafeteria or the lunch lady
when
Chris Farley when he's just dancing next to him and Adam is almost this close to like just cracking up and losing it.
Yeah, he's got like the whole outfit and the lipstick.
Yeah,
and, like,
lipstick
the
and the giant mole on
yeah,
his
the
face.
giant mole, like the hairnet. He's like,
oh my, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
At the musicals and all these things. So they're comedians, but their talent range is
kind of off the chart a little bit.
Bizarre.
It's bizarre.
Yeah,
like they're not stuck with just one thing. Like good actors, they have kind of a range, and you know,
people get typecasted.
Typecasted, and the same goes as for directors too. As like Tim Burton, like he started you know, he probably did. Which one came first? Was it Edward Scissorhands, then Nightmare? I don't know his like timeline.
I think it was Edward Scissorhands. I'm pretty sure was first, and then it was Nightmare Before Christmas, but not by much.
Not by much of a difference. But the thing about Tim Burton is that you could say his movies are kind of going downhill a little bit, but you got to give Tim Burton credit is that he didn't stay in one type of like genre or like he wasn't just film totally. He did stop motion, he did cartoons, and you know he kind of he jumped around a little bit, and like he can do all these things, and you know, and that's why I'm impressed by it.
Beetlejuice. That's awesome.
Oh, I love Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think like when you said they're starting to go downhill. So Edward Scissorhands was in 1990, and then Nightmare Before Christmas was in 93.
Okay, so yeah.
They're pretty close together.
I love how he wasn't like, you know, I'm gonna stick to this one thing. He kind of did a bunch of different things and all that.
Yeah, I mean, just listening to
Dark Shadows was good.
It's all over the place. I mean, you've got Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, one of the Batman films, Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, actually, he did 2 Batman films. He did Batman Returns with Michael Keaton.
And Frankenweenie, and then Big Fish. He did Mars Attacks? That's sick.
Oh,
I didn't know you did Mars Attacks. I love Mars
That's
Attacks.
hilarious.
I didn't know that.
Ed Wood.
Pee-wee's, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he did Pee-wee.
Oh, James and the Giant Peach was great. He did
Some of these newer films I have not seen. I'm not.
Oh, he did Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Yes.
He did.
Wait, Tim Burton did that?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no
I
idea.
didn't know he directed. No, he didn't.
on,
He didn't. I think he like
produced.
produced it.
Yeah.
I think he produced it.
Yeah, I think they're giving me like any film he's ever done.
Yeah.
Let's see, what was his role? Wiki, little search will tell us.
Wikipedia will tell.
Tim.
He helped produce it.
Yeah, he produced
Okay.
it. So
But
I'm glad
still,
he had a hand
anyways,
in that movie.
yeah.
I
But
haven't
still,
seen
like
that
he,
one yet.
as a director, he's done a huge variety of different styles of film, and which I kind of like. I enjoy that he did that. It's not like some directors that always stick to like that one thing.
Like you said, like when you said it was starting to go downhill, I'm not saying that like we're saying his career's
Gone downhill.
But there is that creative window.
Yeah.
Like across the board, like whether you're a musician or any kind of the arts or even scientists, mathematicians, there's that level of creativity you have, and there's a few legends that transcend that. You know what I mean? Like the top echelon, but there is a creative window where there's that sweet pocket that people kind of develop and they hone in on their craft, and they get older, they either rest on their laurels or they start focusing on family and other things that are priorities in their lives. But there is a sweet pocket for kind of ingenious kind of experience and honed craft meets creativity, which I think is an interesting thing. Yeah.
I think part of it too is a lot of the films that we grew up on are a lot more memorable too. So the newer ones, it's kind of like, we were in college, we're working, we're in high school. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like I have my movies I grew up on as a kid, like I said, like Nightmare Before Christmas, Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, all those movies. And the movies now, I'm just not as familiar with them because I was in nursing school, so I didn't go and watch movies all the time. I studied my butt off for a few years.
Totally.
So it feels like I kind of came back. I'm like, oh wow, Tim Burton has all these movies. I haven't seen any of them. So I guess it's easy to say, maybe if he's going downhill or not. Like I think it's just very subjective.
All right, so there you have it, folks. Smash the like button, comment below, all that good stuff. It's YouTube. We're in the 21st century. You know the friggin' drill. I'm not gonna sit here and beg you.